Welcome to the class, children. Yesterday we have seen how Shylock was ready to get his daughter married to Barabbas than a Christian. Portia, a pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine, the court awards it, and the law doth give it. A pound of same merchant's flesh. Who is the same merchant? The same merchant is Antonio. His flesh is given to you. The court awards it to you, and the law sanctions it to you. So, again, she speaks in favor of Shylock, most rightful judge. He is so glad that she is a person who is the one speaking in favor of him. Nobody else does such words. Nobody else is speaking in such a way there. Portia, and you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it. You must cut this flesh from his chest. The law allows it to you. The law allows that you can do it, and also the court sanctions it. This is what is written in the agreement. So she gives the same remark there. Shylock, most learned judge, a sentence, come, prepare. He is very glad. He's excited. He says, most learned judge. This is a phrase used for Portia, most learned judge, because he finds she has great knowledge and she is giving the verdict, you can say, or she gives the judgment which is favorable to Shylock. A sentence, come, prepare. It's a good sentence. Come on, prepare yourself, Antonio, get ready. He's so excited to take a pound of flesh from Antonio's body. Portia, tarry a little. There is something else. Here comes the twist in the whole drama now. All of a sudden, up till now, we have seen how she is favorable to Shylock. At every sentence which she speaks, Portia says every sentence in favor of Shylock. But there comes a twist now. Tarry a little, she says. Tarry, wait, wait a little. Tarry means wait, wait a little, she says. There is something else. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. This agreement, it does not give you a single drop of blood. That is the twist we find here. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. The words expressed here are a pound of flesh. Just a pound of flesh. Only the words say only a pound of flesh and nothing else. So she says that you can take only a pound of flesh and nothing more than that. Then take then thy bond, take thou thy pound of flesh. You can have your bond. You can have according to the agreement. You can take the penalty. You can take your pound of flesh. Who says that? Portia says to Shylock. But in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are, by the laws of Venice, confiscate unto the state of Venice. But a condition here. But in the cutting it, while you are cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, if you drop, if you, because of you, if a single drop of blood is shed because of you, even if a single drop of blood falls down because of you, blood, Christian blood, she says, thy lands and goods are by the laws of Venice confiscate unto the state of Venice. Your lands and goods, all your property, your lands, everything, by the laws of Venice, according to the laws of Venice, confiscate unto the state of Venice. Officially will be taken away as punishment. Confiscate to officially take away as a punishment. So officially will be taken away as punishment by the state of Venice. Whose property? Shylock's. If he sheds a single drop of blood while taking the pound of flesh, then all his property, land, everything will be taken away by the state of Venice. Gratiano now. The same words are being spoken by Gratiano now. Gratiano says, "Oh, upright judge, Mark Jew, oh, learned judge." He says, "Mark Jew, listen, listen, Jew, listen now. He is really a learned judge. Very good. Shylock, is that the law?" He is shocked. He is surprised. What is this sudden twist? He says, "Is it so according to the law?" Portia, thyself shalt see the act. For as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest. You yourself will see the act, the legal act, what happens. Because you have urged justice, you have demanded justice, and be sure, surely you will get justice and more than what you desire. So the previous dialogue, line number 315, Portia's dialogue, the whole dialogue till 322, the whole dialogue of Portia, you put a tick mark and write down there. So now Portia says, you will not only get justice, more than justice you will get now. Gratiano, oh learned judge, Mark Jew, a learned judge, he says. Now Gratiano says, learned judge. Listen, listen, Jew, listen. He's really a learned judge. Who is a learned judge here? Portia is said to be referred to as learned judge. Shylock, I take this offer then, pay the bond thrice, and let the Christian go. Now he makes a change in his words. He says, I take this offer. I accept the offer which was given to me earlier. Give me thrice the money and let this Christian go. Who is the Christian here? Christian here refers to Antonio. Let Antonio go. I will take 3 into 3. 3 times means 3 into 3, 9,000 ducats. I accept the previous offer which was given to me. Bassanio, here is the money. Bassanio is such a simple fellow. He doesn't know, I think any kind of cunningness and all is not much there. He says, okay, I'm ready. Take this. Portia, soft. She says, stop. The Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. The Jew will get full justice. Stop. Don't hurry. He shall have nothing but the penalty. He is not going to get anything except the penalty. He can take his pound of flesh, that's all. Gratiano, O Jew, an upright judge, a learned judge. O Jew, really how upright and learned judge this person is. Yeah. Therefore, prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more. but just a pound of flesh. Now, Portia says, this dialogue of Portia you have to learn. Put a tick mark there and write, learn. Therefore, you prepare yourself to cut the flesh. Whom she is saying this? She is saying these words. Portia is saying these words to Shylock. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more. You are not supposed to drop a single drop also. A single drop of blood should not fall down. Neither you can cut more, nor you can cut less, but just a pound of flesh. Exactly a pound of flesh. But it be it but so much as makes it light or heavy in the substance, or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple, nay, if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated. She says that you can take the pound of flesh. Don't cut more, no, don't, neither you will cut more nor you will cut less. It should not be neither more than a pound nor less than a pound. Be it but so much as it makes it light or heavy in the substance. It should not be either heavy nor or less. It should be exactly a pound. Or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple. Scruple actually is equal to 20 grains. 20 grains of maybe wheat or something like that. Some 20 grains. What will be the weight of 20 grains? That is actually is known as scruple. Like you can say something 1 gram or 2 grams, that is equal to scruple. It's a very less value, isn't it? Very less weight. So she says, which is now scruple is a small unit of weight, very small unit of weight. So when you cut a pound of flesh, even in grams also you can say, in our measurements, there they use a pound, we use kgs and half kg and all that, in grams. Even when you speak in terms of grams, even a gram also should not be more or less. Exactly, when you weigh it should be exactly 1 pound. Even one scruple equal to 20 grains weight also should not be more nor it should be less. If the scale do turn, but in the estimation of hair, thou diest. She warns him. She says, if the needle, if the scale, the pan balance, if the needle of it turns a little, even the estimation of hair breadth. What is the width of hair? Very, very thin, isn't it? Even that hair breadth also, that much also the needle should not turn more or less. If it turns because of the weight of the flesh, thou diest, you will die. Who is this? Shylock. And all thy goods are confiscated, and all your property will be taken away by the state. Gratiano. Second Daniel. Daniel Jew, now infidel, I have thee on the hip. Now Gratiano is so glad that Shylock has no words to speak in such a situation. He says, Daniel. Now he calls him second Daniel. Jew, now infidel, is a word used for non-believers. Believer means those who believe in Christian faith. They are known as believers. All those who don't believe in Christian faith are said to be non-believers. And that's the word here he uses, infidel, for Shylock. I have thee on the hip. I have a firm hold on you now. Now everything, the whole case is in the hand of Portia, or is in the favor of Antonio, you can say. Portia, why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture. Jew, Why have you stopped? Go and take your penalty. Shaila, give me my principal and let me go. Now he has understood everything is going wrong. So he thought it's better. First he said, I want three times the principal amount. Now he says, give me the amount, original amount, principal amount. I'll take that and go away. Bassanio, I have it ready for thee. Here it is. Bassanio is so simple. He says, yeah, I'm ready with this. You can please take it. Portia, he hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond. He has already refused in the open court. He said, I'm not going to take the money. I'll take only the bond. So he'll get justice, surely. He'll get what he wants, the bond. Gratiano. Daniel, still say I a second Daniel. I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word. Gratiano says, Daniel, still Jew. I call him a second Daniel. And I thank you, Jew, for what? For teaching me this new word. Daniel, you have taught me. I'm thankful to you for that. Shylock, shall I not have barely my principal? Can I not have at least the original sum borrowed from me? Can't I have at least that? Portia, thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture. She says, no, you cannot have anything except the penalty. To be so taken at thy peril. Jew, she says, you can take that money, Jew, on your own risk. Peril, your own risk. What is the risk here? If he cuts more or less than a pound, then what happens? Even hairbreadth also, if he cuts, he's going to lose his life. So, at your risk, if you want, you can take, says Portia. Shyla, why? Then the devil give him good of it. I'll stay no longer question. Then he says, okay, let the devil take him. I'm not going to stay anymore here. I'm not going to speak anything. I'm not going to discuss anything. Portia, tarry, Jew. Again she says, wait. The second time she uses tarry. First time she uses in line number, if you turn the pages, you'll find line 315. Again here she uses 359. She says, tarry, Jew. Wait, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. This whole dialogue of Portia, you have to learn. Put a tick mark and write learn. The law has another claim on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice. It is enacted, it is laid down or decreed in the laws of Venice. If it be proved against an alien, if it is proved against an alien, foreigner, here, foreigner, not the one who belongs to that country, the one who is not a citizen, you can say. That by direct or indirect attempts, means directly or indirectly, he seek the life of any citizen. Directly or indirectly, if he has tried to take the life of any citizen, Venetian citizen, the party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods. The party against whom he has plotted, the party against whom he has plotted will be entitled to get the half of his property. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state. The other half will go to the state treasury. What do these lines mean exactly? The lines say that now, according to Portia, Shylock has plotted, he has created, devised a plan so that he can kill Antonio, isn't it? Because Shylock wanted to take penalty, and the penalty also he wanted to take near the heart, a pound of flesh near the heart. It's but natural that any person, if he gives his pound of flesh near the heart, surely he would bleed to death. Imagine how the situation would be. So here Shylock has plotted to kill. It's not directly but indirectly. This directly means he would come and stab him, but he has planned an indirect way that he said, I want it as a penalty, and he's ready to take that. So indirectly, he has planned to take a pound of flesh from him. So in this way, what happens is he has planned to kill him indirectly. So any person, a foreigner tries to, or a foreigner plans to kill the citizen of the country directly or indirectly, in such a case, what happens? That against whom he has plotted, like Shylock has planned to kill Antonio. So Shylock's property, half of the property will go to Antonio for doing such things, and the other half will go to the state treasury. And the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only. And the offender, who is the offender here? Shylock. He has done the offense of trying to take the life of Antonio. So he is the offender. His life lies in the mercy of Duke. Now, only Duke can show mercy. Duke is to decide whether what is to be done next. Against all other voice, without consideration of what others may say, he need not take anybody's advice or he need not bother anybody. He can decide on his own. Who can decide? The Duke can decide what should be done with the offender. Who is the offender here? Shylock. In which predicament I say thou standest. In that situation, predicament here refers to situation. In that situation, you stand. Who stands? Shylock stands. For it appears by manifest proceeding, it appears that there is a clear evidence of what has happened. Based on what has happened, there is a clear evidence that indirectly or directly too, indirectly or even directly too, thou hast contrived against the very life. You have plotted against the life of Antonio. Thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant. Who is the defendant here? Antonio. And thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. And you are now liable to the danger which I have told you just now. What I have declared just now. What she has declared? Because, as Shylock has plotted against Antonio, he has tried to kill him indirectly. Now, Shylock's property, half of it will go to Antonio and the other half will go to state treasury. So that is what has been declared by Portia here. As I have declared, has declared here, you are in the danger now. Whose life is in danger? Up till now we have seen, please be silent, children. Don't make noise. Up till now we have seen that Antonio's life was in danger. But now we find Shylock's life is in danger. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke. Now, come down on your knees and kneel in front of in front of the Duke and ask for mercy. Gratiano, beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. You ask him permission to hang yourself, Gratiano says. However bad, however evil Shylock might have been, but I don't think it's correct on the part of Gratiano to say that you ask permission to hang yourself like that. And yet, thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord. This dialogue of Gratiano also you must learn. Put a tick mark there and learn, right? You request that you should be given the permission to hang yourself. But yet, there's another question here that your wealth has been taken as a penalty by the state, isn't it? Shylock's property will be taken as a penalty by the state. In that case, you don't have even money to buy a rope. cord, rope. You don't even have money to buy the rope. Therefore, thou must be hanged at the state's charge. So, in that case, what happens? You should be hanged. You refers to Shylock. Shylock must be hanged at the cost of or the expense of the state government did. Due. That thou shalt see the difference of our spirit. Now you will see the difference between your way of your thinking and mine. He wants to now tell him. Everybody wants to remark on what he has spoken earlier. So the Duke says, now you will understand. There is a difference between you and me. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. Before you ask me, I excuse you. I grant you your life. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio's. Half of your wealth is Antonio's now. Your wealth belongs to Antonio. The other half comes to the general state. And the other half of your wealth will come to the state treasury for the general use of the state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine. That half which will come to the state treasury, that I change it into a fine. I'm not going to take the whole, what you call, the whole property. Half property will go to Antonio. That is one thing. The other half, which should come to the state treasury, that I'm not going to take. I will reduce it to a fine. Who wants to reduce it to a fine? The Duke wants to reduce it to a fine. So he says, that I want to reduce it to a fine, that's all. It is my humility. If you beg me, if you beg mercy, I'll reduce it to fine, he says. Portia, A for the state, not for Antonio. She says, you can say this about the state. If you don't want, you need not take from him. But that Antonio's part will not be given to him, or it will not be reduced to a fine. Shylock, nay, take my life and all. Pardon not that. He says, no, take away my life and everything. Shylock says, do not give me, that also don't give me back. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live. You are taken my house. Then, in such a case, you are taking away the pillars which support it. In those days, pillars were constructed to support the roof of the house. So you are taking away when you want to take away the house, and when you take away the support of my house, the pillars which support my house, to take my life when you do take the means whereby I live. You are taking away my life when you take away by means by which I can live. If I don't have money, what is the use of living in this world? Without money, I cannot live. And without life, what should I do with the house if I am not alive? Tell me. Portia, what mercy can you render him, Antonio? Now, Antonio, now tell him, what mercy can you show to Shylock? Gratiano, a halter gratis, nothing else, for God's sake. Gratiano is a little, you can say, a little mischievous kind. So he says, yes, 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 for God's sake, don't say anything more than that. Just give him a rope free. For what? To hang himself. Antonio. Now, the previous dialogue of Shylock also you have to learn. Now comes Antonio. So please, my lord, the Duke, and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods. I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use. Render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his. Please be silent, children. Mute your mics.
Bullshit, Chapra.
Please mute your mics, children. So he says that I'm happy that his part which will go to the state is reduced to fine. The other half which I should get, the other half in you render it unto his death. After his death, the other half which I would get after his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. Who is the man who stole his daughter? Who is his daughter? His daughter is Jessica. Shylock's daughter is Jessica. And who has stolen his daughter? Lorenzo has stolen his daughter. So one half is reduced to fine. One half of the property which should be given. Please be silent. Mute your mics, children. One half which should go to the state, it is reduced to a fine. The other half which I should get, I want that after his death, that money should be given to Lorenzo after his death. After Shylock's death, the whole property should be given to Lorenzo, who has recently married. And that for this favor, he presently become a Christian. And the other thing is, see the rules which they have laid down. The other point is, he should change his religion. He should become a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter. And the other thing is, one thing is he has to change his religion. Secondly, that here in the court he has to write one gift deed. He must sign a gift deed that all his possessions after his death will be given to his daughter Jessica and his son Lorenzo. Son means son-in-law. His son-in-law Lorenzo, they should get the property. Duke, he shall do this. He will surely do this. Or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced here. I will withdraw the pardon that I have just granted him. Portia, art thou contented, Jew? Are you satisfied, Jew? What dost thou say? What do you say now? Do you have anything to say? Shylock, I am content. I am satisfied. Portia, clerk, draw a deed of gift. Clerk, now write a document. Gift document, gift deed. Shylock, I pray you, give me leave to go from hence. Please give me the chance, allow me to go from here immediately. I am not well, I am not feeling well. Send the deed after me. Send the documents, send the papers, and I will sign it. I will sign those papers. Please send it. Duke, get thee gone, but do it. You can go, but you have to sign those papers. Gratiano, in christening shalt thou have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, thou shouldst have had 10 more to bring thee to the gallows. When there is a ceremony of baptism, you have 2 godfathers. He says here, if I had been the judge, there will be a jury of 12 people and I should have sent you to the gallows. Gallows means to be hanged, instead of sending you to the font for baptism. Now he is not hanged. He is not hanged. Shylock is not going to be hanged. Whereas he has to go to a church for baptism. So instead of going to the gallows, he is going for baptism. There he will be baptized and he will change his religion. I would have not done this, says Gratiano. Learn this dialogue of Gratiano. Now, Shylock moves out of the stage. Duke, sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner. Now, the Duke requests Portia. He says, Sir, because she is dressed. Why he calls her Sir? Because she is dressed up as a man, isn't it? As a lawyer. So he says, I request you, please come and have dinner with me, Portia. I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night toward Padua. She says, I really accept your request, but you should excuse me because tonight I must go to Padua. And it is meet I presently set forth. So it is important for me that immediately I should move from this place. I'm thankful for your invitation. Duke, I'm sorry that your leisure serves you not. Duke says, I'm extremely sorry that you cannot have time to spend, to have dinner with me. You don't have time at all. Antonio, gratify this gentleman. And he looks at Antonio and says, Antonio, thank this gentleman. Who is the gentleman? Portia, who is dressed as Balthazar. For in my mind, you are much bound to him. I think you are much indebted to him. Indebted to who? Indebted to Portia, who is dressed as Balthazar, or who is the uh, lawyer there, dressed as she's in the robes of a lawyer. Saying this, the king, Magnificos, the noblemen, and train. Train means there is no train there. All the attendants and servants and all the other people who are there, all those people have, they leave the place and they move out of the state. So for today, only the small children.